You better not shout, you better not cry, because Mushroom Man number 2 is coming to lock those zones. Welcome back, 34% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Come on, at this point in time, you've heard me say it for so many videos, especially for these. Please smash it so we can climb up to 110,000. Now, today we are going to be... Oh, wait, what's that? What's that? Yesterday's winner is down below. We have another upcoming gem project that we're going to be giving out today, and you're like... Robbie, like, what's up with all these, like, projects? Why aren't you just gonna, give us something you have in stock? I honestly like the idea of giving you something that is a futuristic project. That way you can get your hands on it, kind of enjoy it, and whether or not you choose to keep it, that's up to you. I don't really care. A lot of people will tend to sell these things. So, rumor has it, we still have more pyramid mats coming. Oh, and the Tournament of Madness registration is open for those of you that want to play in a completely free tournament on Christmas Eve. $150 for first, $100 to second, and $50 to third. But that's not all. All right, that's just the little stuff. All right, there's about $500 worth of mats for first place. It's going to be a revolving ban list tournament. It's going to be an absolute banger to watch. And I think a lot of people that do get the chance to get involved will honestly have a very fun time and experience doing so. So today, Gem Deck Box, like I said, like the video, comment down below. Tell me some of the other deck profiles that you want to see. Even if those deck profiles don't make it into the 12 days, I've been kind of writing down some notes here. I've been kind of taking... I know what people want to see, hopefully, here in the future, and we'll have the possibility of trying to bring that together so that we can see. And now, without further ado, we're going to pass it on over to Kashtira with Mushroom Man number 2. Alright, so full disclaimer here for the inclusion of Mushroom Man number 2 in this list. Originally, the OCG had this show up as an idea that you could go through, Shangri-La's and basically eat up your opponent's zones. Well, I guess fully you should understand that this deck has a couple of gimmicks to it. Now, the first gimmick is you can go for the Shangri-La, lock all of your opponent's zones, play, and then end on, big ol' scary macrocosmo friend. That play can leave you a little bit more susceptible. I mean, if your opponent, if game 1, if you lock all their monster zones, and they're playing like Book of Lunar Eclipse or something, you're just SOL. But this guy right here actually helps facilitate this, because you want to pass this on over to your opponent by basically triggering the Passover effect, and then you want to leave something on the field, say like a unicorn, or basically a unicorn to get an extra deck rip, because this thing actually isn't activated a clause. So the controller of this card takes 300 life points during each of their standby phases. So during your end phase, you'll pay 500. You'll hand this over to your opponent in the only zone that they effectively have open. If you go for like the blank 9 play, and then on standby phase, you'll get an extra deck rip from this if you have this face up. I think your strongest fields end up being double Shangri-La with this and like Fenrir, and then a Rise Heart loaded on up. Do you lose to like Dark World no more? If you didn't blank all of your opponent's zones and they're able to activate one, then yeah, you're gonna get blown out. Like I said, you can optimize much easier. You can cut the Mushroom Man. You can play something else that's perfectly fine. All right, but I like gimmicks, and gimmicks are fun. So the first gimmick we're actually playing here is Barrier Statue Stormwinds, and you're like, why? I mean, you may as well play all the degeneracy you can pack in a deck, right? Because Arsenal Falcon here says 2 level 7 monsters to make it. Once per turn, detach a material from this card. So summon a level 4 Winged Beast monster from your deck. Okay, it only sucks in the situation that you draw the Stormwinds, because then you have to kind of commit like a normal summon to it, and then you're kind of like, ew, yeah, that's kind of like your trade-off for playing this package. Can you sub it out? You can very easily drop both of these and play 2 more Birth, for example, here. Now, since we are basically evil macrocosmo deck, you are packing in Dimension Shifter. I think trying to play this deck without Dimension Shifter is crazy talk. You want to be able to take as much advantage of these very good cards as you can. And to be fair, these cards will win you games 100% of the time. Alright? As long as you're able to resolve this, turn the game state into an absolute crapshoot, you'll be good to go. We also have triple Fenrir. This is also, not only is it a spot removal option for the deck, it also lets you add a Kashtira monster from your deck to your hands. This is also your key searcher to get to a Mr. Riseheart here. Now, Riseheart, for those of you that don't know, so if you control a Kashtira monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for Exceed monsters. You can do some shenanigans before this happens, but as soon as you do that effect, you're getting locked into Exceeds. Alright, if this card was normal or special, you can banish a Kashtira card from your deck, which you'll typically banish Mr. Big Bang here, and then we'll get to that, because this thing says if this is banished, you can target a Kashtira Exceed monster you control and add a Kashtira monster you own attached to it to your hand and then special summon it. Gosh, I can't believe they gave it that clause. So Mr. Riseheart here, you'll go ahead and extend on out. You'll do a banish. And this will become a level 7, then your opponent will banish the top 3 cards of the deck face down. Oh boy, so that can also trigger some of your other effects. We'll talk about that more later. But getting this to get to the extension piece off of one of your cards for the special summon is very important. Now, Unicorn is in this deck better because this is the extra deck ripper. This is typically what you have to rely on to look into Tier's extra deck, banish their absurdly powerful cards like the, you guessed it, Kit Gallos. Outside of that, pretty standard stuff here. And then we have, of course, one Mushroom Man number 2. There's no Link 1 for this currently. This being a warrior with 1250 matters all that much. It's such a meme, though. We also have triple copies of Gamma. Now, do not underestimate Gamma in this deck. I'm very partial to this. The fact that you are able to take advantage of Gamma and blow your opponent out is really good. And, of course, you have the 1 brick. Now, we have 2 extenders in here. So we have the Scareclaw Kashtira. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from hand. And if you do, you have to banish a Kashtira or a Scareclaw card from your hand or graveyard. Alright? And then this can attack from defense mode. That's not like a crazy massive thing, but it's extender number 1. Extender number 2 is the Tier Elements Kashtira. During the main phase, same effect as the other one. You can banish a Kashtira or a Tier Elements card from your hand or graveyard. And if this card is normal special summon, you can send the top 3 cards of either player's deck to the graveyard. And if this is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. In-house, for regular tier, this card is the absolute bonkies. But for all intents and purposes right now, pretty cruise control, honestly. Now we have 1 Called by the Grave, because hand traps can be a pain in the butt. We have triple Dark World No More to break through boards. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, we're only playing 1 berth. I know a few people are going to look at this and they're going to go, I think you should probably play maybe 2 to 3. And like I said, that's fine. We can extend to 41, 42. My friend's been playtesting this for, I think, the last 3 weeks now. And he just said the berth just keeps coming up as a dead draw, especially when you can search it, through this. So it really depends on what you want to do, because Papyrus exists. So let you target a Kashtira monster you control, special summon 1 Kashtira with a different attribute from your deck in defense position, and then you get locked new Exceed for the rest of this turn. And if this card becomes banished, you can target 1 of your banished Kashtira cards, except for Papyrus, and add it to your hand. Yeah, this is some management off the walls. And then you have triple Pot of Prosperity. And then Pariahs, this card's busted, man. On activation, you get to add a Kashtira monster from your deck to your hand. Monster control gain 100 attack and defense for each attribute among monsters on the field. On the field, by the way. And if a Kashtira Shangri-La activates its effect, alright, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So you're going to get that underlining synergy with the big cannon. Then we have the 1 Rhoda, 1 Terraforming with triple Imperm, and your 1 Big Bang. Down in the extra deck, you got the 1 Link Spider, 1 Lingaribo with the 1 Donner for Hire. Yeah, we're doing Nightmare Corrupt Ridley plays. We have 1 Flare Metal with 1 Arsenal Falcon, 1 Diabolsis, 1 Big Eye, 1 Dracosac, and 2 Shangri-La. Now, the big guy here. So this is 3 level 7s to make that. You don't really care about that. Once per turn of a Kashtira Shangri-La activated its effect this turn, you can also exceed summon this card on top of Mr. Riseheart here. Oh, okay, so just one card material. Easy. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead, and then once per chain, each time a card or cards is banished, alright, attach one banished card to this card as material. And then, once per turn, quick effect, detach 3 materials from this card, target one card on the field, and banish it face down. Yup, this card is busted. We also have one Zeus with one Dark Arm Dragon of Annihilation, and an Omega. Side deck here we have triple Corruptor Ibley, one Harpy's Feather Duster with one Lightning Storm, 2 Tasking with triple Talents, 1 Appointer of the Red Lotus, triple evenly matched, and 1 Macro Cosmo here. Wrapping up, well, the whole kit and caboodle for Kashtira. So, you guys know what to do. Please like the video, leave a comment for the stuff that you want to see, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.